Picking cameras for your church's live stream can kind of be overwhelming. There's so many options out there, but whatever option you go with, I want to encourage you to stick with one camera system. So here's a few reasons what I've learned the hard way of using multiple different camera systems, Canon, Sony, Blackmagic, Panasonic, the list goes on, mixing and matching those in one live stream environment, why that can be problematic. So the first issue you're going to encounter is latency differences. So for instance, I've got a GH5, a M50, another G85, and then just like a JVC camcorder. These are all going to have different latency out of the HDMI ports. One thing I've noticed just here in my office is if I use my Canon RP, which is filming me now with the GH5, those are not going to be in sync. So my lip sync is out depending on which one I've synced the audio to. So that's not something I really considered whenever I first started getting into this, but it's something that by staying with all the same system, you're gonna have pretty close results with like all these Panasonics. Like we've got G7s, GH4s, GH5s, G85s. They all, to me, look the same out of the HDMI port. As soon as I started mixing in these other cameras, I've noticed like, we can't really have a tight shot on that one because it's not in sync. So this is assuming we're not gen locking our cameras going with higher end stuff. We're talking budget live streaming. Okay, number two is just being able to color match them together. You want it to look cohesive when you're going from shot to shot to shot. And the easiest way to set yourself up for success with that is just to stay within all the same camera system, because your color profiles, your color systems will match. You know, like in these Panasonic cameras, they're all set to natural and they just look good out of the box. Now, if I was to throw a Pocket 4K in there and try to match that to these cameras, you can get pretty close, but it's still not quite the same. Even with our Canon stuff, you know, you can play around with the different settings, and most people probably aren't going to notice, but it's just going to make your life a lot easier when it goes to setting up everything and keeping things consistent if you're in the same family of cameras. Number three is just being able to train your operators on one system, and that being what they learn no matter which position they're at. They can apply it, whether they're walking around roaming with a GH5 and being able to understand what dials do what and how to punch in and grab focus and those things. Well, then if I've got a Pocket 4K now over on this one, it's going to be a completely different system that they're having to learn. And even just like a camcorder style thing. Now, you can't maybe have them all exactly the same, but because we've got a DVX200 that, you know, you got some different operation to it. But I think it's another benefit to keeping things in the same camera system is that the trainability between positions is just that much easier, less confusion for your camera operators, and just a more enjoyable experience for our volunteers. Number four is a big one for the budget-minded church, and that is that staying with one camera system with one lens mount allows you to build out your lens collection and use those interchangeably because they're interchangeable lenses with, you know, your different camera positions. Now you can always adapt different lenses onto certain cameras. Like with our Panasonic cameras, we do have some adapted Canon EF glass onto here, but my preference really is to stay all with Micro Four Thirds native lenses. And then when our people are using it for photography or, you know, whatever it may be, whichever position, we can mix and match those lenses throughout our system. And so if you've got some that are Super 35, some that are EF, and you've got some Sonys mixed in there, and then some Micro Four Thirds stuff, you know, not all lenses match with all camera systems. And if you're new to this, that may not be something you understand. So just keep that in mind, and your lenses are going to outlast your camera bodies by a long time. So I say all of those reasons. There's probably more to keep everything within one camera system, but you know what? I'm guilty. Right now, we've got some other cameras in the mix that aren't Panasonic GH line cameras. We got GH4, G7, G85, GH5, but then we've got a little favorite camera of mine that is discontinued that has the GH4 sensor. but it's just for a little bullet cam stuff on stage. And maybe I'll do a video of those. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to kind of share about that special find that I have been utilizing on our stage stuff. What cameras are you using in your church's live stream? Do you have a mix and match of stuff? Have you encountered problems? What's been your favorite so far? You know, let me know in the comments. This is a conversation, guys. We're all just trying to do our best in our local bodies where God's placed us. So if you'd like to see a full breakdown of our budget conscious live stream system that we've got, you can click this video right here. And remember, guys, we can do a lot of great things. Let's do it all for God's glory, which includes liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything. All right, see ya.